No more Amazon FBA, data we have never seen before. Counterfeiters are getting destroyed. Would Amazon actually do this? This is Seth Kniep'n It Real. I've been selling on Amazon since 2014, back before we ever heard of the Apple Watch or the Pepe frog meme. And every single year since then, one thing has never changed. Amazon keeps changing. Well, today, I'm gonna show you the top 20 most recent, most critical Amazon FBA changes you need to know in order to sell in 2022. By the way, did you know that if you smash that like button, your product will rank #1 on Amazon? And please subscribe right now so that you don't miss out on the latest Amazon seller news coming very soon. Number 1, do you realize what's happening in the e-commerce space? E-commerce is taking over global trade. This is not a trend. This is not the newest thing on the block. This is the future. A key element to knowing if a new business opportunity will continue to rise without crashing is by looking at the infrastructure that it is based on. E-commerce's infrastructure depends on something that is not going away, the internet. Countless business opportunities of past decades depended on an unstable infrastructure. And that is why they rose and then they crashed. The dot-com boom from 1995 to 2001 depended on unrealistically positive expectations of investors about the future of internet and technology companies, wiping out $5 trillion in stock value by 2002 since its peak. The real estate boom of the late 90s and early 2000s depended on loose lending, huge cash infusions, and government policy, none of which are sustainable. And it resulted in almost 10 million people losing their homes between 2006 and 2014. But e-commerce today does not depend on these bloated views about the future of a market. How do I know this? Because the growth is steady. It's actually slower than most people realize, and that is a good sign. Extremely fast growth spells danger for any economy because when growth of investments outgrows real profits, it reaches a point where it explodes. Prices crash, and people who invested millions are left with nothing. An investment of $100,000 yesterday has suddenly become an absolute zero today. But in 2020, online sales grew by 44%. In the same year globally, over $1 trillion in USD revenue moved from the brick and mortar stores to online stores. Try this, just go to the US Census Bureau, you can Google it. What you will discover is absolutely fascinating. Of the total US retail sales of the second quarter of this year, only 13.3% of those were online sales. E-commerce's takeover of trade has only just begun. More than 20 million websites are offering products for sale today, yet almost half of all online sales go to one online store, and that is Amazon. But what if Amazon crashes, Seth? Well, for the last 15 years, Amazon's revenue has grown by 20% or more every year. Yeah, but what if they get hit by another market crash? Well, they've already had 3 opportunities to go under. They survived the dot-com boom and bust of 1995 to 2001. They survived the housing crash of 2006 to 2008. They survived the pandemic of 2020. In fact, they didn't just survive the pandemic. In 2019, Amazon did $281 billion. In 2020, the year the pandemic hit us, they did $386 billion. They grew not by 20% this time, but by 37%. So I have a simple question. If you've not started selling on Amazon FBA, what on earth is holding you back? Number 2, Amazon came out with their own product research software. I'm not talking about Helium 10, I'm not talking about Jungle Scout, I'm not talking about AMZ Scout, I'm talking about Amazon Product Opportunity Explorer. According to Amazon, it will be free for all Amazon sellers in the year of 2022. Now, what will it do? Well, it will provide data we have never seen before. For example, the number of successful product launches for a product category over the last year, the average out of stock rate. Now, some of these are hilarious. The average seller age, I'm still trying to figure out what I would use that data for. Number 3, no more Amazon FBA, and no, this is not clickbait. Amazon threatened to end the ability for third-party sellers to sell on the Amazon platform even though third-party sales make up the bulk of Amazon's retail revenue. Now, to understand why, I briefly have to walk you through a little bit of Amazon history, which I think you're gonna find fascinating. Amazon started years ago as a bookseller. There was Jeff and his books. Then, Amazon became the online everything store by allowing third-party sellers to sell on their platform. Then, it grew into a massive everything company. I mean, you can even buy houses on Amazon. Today, Amazon does fulfillment services, AWS web hosting services, Prime streaming, Whole Foods, Alexa, and Kindle. But here's what happened. Critics accused Amazon of using its size to scoop up rivals, to launch copycat products, to abuse their power to prevent other businesses from reaching consumers. For example, in their terms of service, Amazon doesn't allow you to refer shoppers to your own website to buy your products. They want you to keep your sales confined to Amazon. By the way, in our FBA Mastery training, we explain to you how to get around that without breaking Amazon's terms of service so you can build out your sales off of Amazon's platform. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, go here, JOD.com/freedom. So then, a bipartisan group of lawmakers introduced a set of bills to reel Amazon in and prevent them from using anti-competitive practices. Now, these bills could lead up to the breaking up of Amazon to different divisions. And that means it could make Whole Foods its own company, AWS its own company, Prime Streaming its own company. And in response, Amazon threatened that if these bills are passed, they would stop letting third-party sellers, yes, people like you and me, from using the Amazon platform to sell products. Why? Because Amazon knows that lawmakers like having third-party sellers sell on Amazon. And I think those lawmakers are probably buying on Amazon Prime themselves. So it supports small business and the economy, which is what the lawmakers like. But here's the real question, would Amazon actually do this? Well, keep this in mind. Amazon makes the majority of their retail sales revenue from third-party sales when we sell on Amazon. So this is like threatening suicide. You can check out a full conversation above this story here. But be warned, we get political and controversial in this topic. If by a small chance these bills were to be passed, and if by an even smaller chance the bills still include breaking up Amazon in their agenda, and if by an even smaller chance Amazon actually follows through with their threat, it would still take years to go into effect. I'm not worried, and you should not be worried either. And by the way, Walmart and Target are growing their support for third-party sellers, and thanks to market competition, there will no doubt be even more places for you to sell online in the future. Oh, and did I mention that in FBA Mastery, we teach you how to get started on Walmart, how to get started on Shopify, how to do wholesale? Yeah, I'm talking about JOD.com/freedom. Number 4, you can now get more money back on returned goods when selling on Amazon. Let me put it this way. Let's just say you sell a pet sling carrier and you're having Amazon fulfill the orders for you, also known as FBA. So Bobby McGee, the shopper, buys it. He uses it, he adds a little bit of wear to it, and he decides to return it to Amazon, and you now have to refund them. Now, you have an unsellable product that you made zero money on sitting in your inventory. The pet sling sits in Amazon's fulfillment center as unfulfillable, and you have to pay Amazon if you want to remove the unit, so you don't have to pay storage fees to wherever you want it to be sent. But what if instead, you could resell that unit? Wait a minute, you mean I could resell a unit that was returned and it's used? Yes. Enter Amazon's new FBA grade and resale program. Now here's how it works. In Seller Central, under inventory, click Manage FBA Inventory. Then click on your unfulfillable units in your inventory. Submit your unsellable units to the program. Amazon will then evaluate the condition of your units and grade them as like new, very good, good, or acceptable. Amazon then creates a child listing, a child variation of these units. You set a price and you start selling them. Now, as of right now, FBA grade and resell is invite only. However, it is expected to be available to all FBA brand registered sellers right this year in 2022. Number 5, salvage funds on unsellable products. There is another way to salvage your unsellable products. Enter the Amazon Liquidations Program. Amazon can sell your products to a wholesale liquidator for usually 5 to 10% of the retail price. How? In Seller Central, go to Create a Removal Order. There you will see an option for Amazon's liquidations program. Enroll your unfulfillable units, and Amazon takes care of the rest. Now, in a future video, we are going to show you step by step exactly how to do this, so make sure you subscribe now so that you are notified when that video comes out. Number 6, Amazon is forcing you to serve entitled customers who abuse the system. Let me take you back in time. You sell a pet sling carrier and decide to fulfill the units yourself. That's called FBM, or fulfilled by merchant. In other words, you or your team or a third-party logistics company, also known as a 3PL, are shipping out the orders instead of Amazon shipping the orders for you. Now, customer Lucy Pickleberry buys your pet sling carrier. In the old days, you could set up your own return policy and even reject returns if you wanted to. But today, if you sell in the US, you can no longer reject FBM returns. Wait a minute. You mean if Lucy spills wine on the pet sling carrier and claims it showed up on her doorstep like that, she can return it? Yes, sir. And Amazon automatically approves all FBM products for returns and sends the shopper a prepaid return label, minus a few exceptions? Yes, sir. You mean Amazon is forcing me to return the product even though the customer was at fault? Yes, ma'am. Why would they do this? To put the customer first.
Okay, yeah, but what about me, the seller?
Well, would you rather do what's best for your business or what's best for your ego?
That's offensive.
Well, that's why it's hard to be an entrepreneur. You have to serve people who don't deserve it. Let me put it this way. Amazon wants your business to succeed as badly as you do. Why? Because you make the money. So if this is what it takes to get 5-star reviews, happy customers, yes, even the entitled ones, your business will make you more money and create more freedom for you to do the things you love with the people you love. But Seth, what about all the other parts of my business? How do I know if the product is going to sell? How do I know I can trust the supplier? How do I know how to build a PPC campaign? How do I get started selling on Walmart and eBay as well? Here's how. Go to JOD.com/find, and I'm gonna give you a free 1-hour training on how to find extremely profitable products. Number 7, you can now contact the customer who left you a nasty review. Way back in October 2021, Amazon launched a new feature called Contact Customer. If you are brand registered, you can message the customer if they left you a 1, 2, or 3-star review. Now, once you reach out, the customer can then reply to clarify any problems they had. And sometimes, if handled with tact and compassion, the customer will go back and they will change their review. But do not ask the customer to do this or Amazon will ding you. Keep in mind, if the customer opted out of being contacted by Amazon sellers, which is an option they can select, you will not be able to contact them in this situation. Number 8, it just got easier to protect your business. Do you remember Amazon IP Accelerator for getting your trademark through Amazon's list of approved lawyers? You do? Okay, cool. In 2021, Amazon launched Amazon Insurance Accelerator. This makes it way easier and lower cost for you, the seller, to get business insurance. So what exactly is Amazon Insurance Accelerator? On Amazon, you navigate to a page of hand-selected insurers. That's a funny word, insurers. You pick the insurer you want and you ask them for a quote based on the product types that you will be selling. For example, if you're selling kitchen goods, that's gonna be different than if you're selling pet products versus children products, and it will impact the kind of insurance and, more importantly, the cost of the insurance you purchase. Now, these insurers are set up to give you competitive rates. They understand the kind of business insurance you need, and it's all set up through Amazon. I left the link in the description for you below. Number 9, you can now split test your product listing. We have been waiting for this for years. I mean, for ages, we had to depend on third-party tools to do this. Entire companies sprouted from nowhere just to meet this one need. Well, Amazon just might be putting them out of business. If you are brand registered, Amazon will now let you split test your A+ content. In other words, you can show 2 different descriptions on your listing at the same time to different shoppers. So if shoppers buy more often when you show one description over the other description, you know that the first description increased your sales and you know to use that description. Number 10. If your product hurts a customer and that customer comes after you, Amazon will protect you somewhat. Let's say you sell a pet sling carrier through Amazon. And good old Bobby McGee buys it for his old Chihuahua that can't get around so easily. And then it breaks, his Chihuahua falls and breaks a leg. Now Bobby is mad. So Bobby comes after you and he puts in an A to Z guarantee claim, which basically means he's telling on you to Amazon. Once Bobby files that claim, you have to respond. And then Amazon delivers the final sentence, which usually results in a full refund to the customer, a warning to you, and a strike against your Amazon seller account. Well, Amazon just made it better for the customer and you, the seller. You see, Bobby is so mad that he demands $1,000 for damages. But instead of making you pay a single dime, let alone $1,000, because you already got your business insurance through Amazon's Insurance Accelerator program, Amazon will pay up to $1,000 in damages for the customer and you don't have to pay anything. By the way, more than 80% of all claims on Amazon are under $1,000 anyways. And guess what? This will have no negative impact on your order defect rate. Healthy ODR, order defect rate, equals happy Amazon seller. Now, what if the claim is over $1,000? Well, that's what your insurance is for. Number 11, Amazon will pay you a 10% commission. When? Well, let's say you launch your pet front sling carrier, but you want this to be huge. You want to rank really fast. So you start running some Facebook ads that drive customers to a beautiful landing page that shows them why your pet slings blow the competition out of the water. The customer clicks the link, that takes them to your Amazon listing, and they buy your product. We have a problem. You spent Facebook ad money to get these customers to your Amazon listing, and now you're gonna have to pay Amazon's referral fee too? And Amazon also wants your customers to go to their platform. So Amazon will pay you a 10% commission for driving outside traffic to Amazon. By outside, I mean from other websites like Facebook ads or your landing page. How? They discount your referral fee by 10%. It will show up as a credit to your referral fee on your payout report. If you know your acquisition costs, you can make this not only incredibly profitable, but you can rank faster because you're driving Amazon traffic and non-Amazon traffic to your Amazon listings. Oh, if those same customers buy something else from your Amazon store within 14 days, you get the same 10% commission for those sales too. Number 12, new flexibility on your storage limits. Well, kind of. Way back in 2020, too many sellers had truckloads of products just sitting in the fulfillment centers and not selling. Now, Amazon could not afford to hold inventory that did not sell fast. So in response, Amazon put two new rules in place. First, when you create a new listing for a product new to Amazon, you could only send 200 units of that product to fulfillment centers and your first shipment. Later, Amazon removed that policy. Second rule, Amazon introduced a new metric to measure your inventory performance called Inventory Performance Index, also known as IPI. It is simply a way to rate how well you manage your inventory. Your IPI could be no lower than 350, or else you would face inventory restrictions. In August 2020, Amazon raised the IPI restriction threshold to 500. Then Amazon relaxed the IPI restriction threshold at the beginning of 2021 down to 450. Okay, now that you got the history, here's what you need to know. Today, FBA product inventory limits no longer apply to your individual product level. In other words, they apply to your total storage level. Let me give you an example. Let's just say you have a standard size product limit of 3,000 units. That's all the number of units you're allowed to store at Amazon's fulfillment center for now. You are selling 2 standard sized pet carrier slings, a black one and a pink one. But the black sling sells twice as fast as the pink sling. So instead of splitting your inventory evenly, in other words, 1,500 for the black one and 1,500 for the pink one, you're gonna be smart. You can store 2,000 units of the black one because it sells better in fulfillment centers and only 1,000 units of the pink sling. Now, Amazon has never offered this much flexibility in inventory since they introduced inventory limits in 2020. They're getting smarter to support your business better. Number 13, you can sell products that have not even made it to the fulfillment centers yet. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the In-Stock Head Start program. Let's say your product is almost ready to be shipped from the manufacturer in China, for example, to Amazon's fulfillment center, so you create your shipping plan. Amazon requires you to add the tracking information. Why? Well, now because Amazon can track the shipment if you run out of stock in the meantime. So Amazon can still let shoppers buy your product if they know your shipment is on its way to fulfillment centers, which means you keep making money, you have more cash flow, and it allows you to scale your business that much better. Number 14. Shopper got a dud? Amazon will help you replace that dud. We've recommended in the past that if a shopper says they got a defective unit, that you just replace it free of charge. Now, Amazon is making that process even easier with the free replacements program. A buyer who receives a damaged, defective, or different item from what was ordered may request a refund or a replacement. Amazon will issue a replacement order for you as long as you have the same item in stock. Now, if for some reason you do not want to fulfill the replacement order,
You want to fulfill my replacement?
No, I don't think I will.
you may cancel it. But canceling will affect your cancellation rate and therefore your account health. Number 15, know the certifications needed for your product before you ever source it. Has this ever happened to you? You create your Amazon listing, you pay a supplier for your product, you pay the freight forwarder to have it shipped to Amazon's fulfillment centers, you pay a copywriter to write up the listing copy and a photographer to take eye-catching photos, and then, right as your product arrives at the Amazon fulfillment centers, you're so close to selling, Amazon suppresses your listing. After all this time and money, you can't sell your product. Why?
Because
Says Amazon.
your product needs special certification in order for you to have permission to sell this product.
Okay, what certifications do I need and where do I get them? Well, Amazon doesn't tell you until now. Enter Amazon's new compliance reference tool. The compliance reference tool is designed to help you find out your compliance requirements in advance and then stay up to date on changing requirements. I mean, before you even pay your supplier for the product or create your listing, you can know exactly what is needed in order to get your hazmat approved or the certification you need. You can search by keyword to help you find compliance requirements that are relevant to your product. Number 16. Amazon just made it way easier to sell from anywhere in the world. Yes, you can sell on Amazon from anywhere in the world. No, you cannot receive payments from Amazon into your bank account from anywhere in the world, unless you have a PSP, which stands for Payment Service Provider. Here's how it works. Let's say you open an Amazon account to sell on Amazon.com, but your bank account is located in the warm country of Iceland. When you make sales on Amazon.com, Amazon cannot send money to your bank account in Iceland because Iceland is not currently an Amazon-approved country. Therefore, you need a payment service provider or PSP. A payment service provider acts as an intermediary bank, for example, Payoneer, or World First Bank in some countries, to receive your payments from Amazon for you, and then you log in online and transfer those funds from your PSP bank into your local bank account in Iceland. Yes, you still have to use a PSP in these situations, but your PSP must be on Amazon's approved lists. This makes the coordination between you, Amazon, and the PSP much safer and more official. Number 17, drop shipping just got harder. Let's say Lucy Pickleberry, the shopper, buys Bobby McGee's pet sling carrier on Amazon.com for $30. Now, even though Bobby McGee has a pet sling carrier listed, he does not have any pet sling carriers in stock. So he goes to Walmart.com, he buys the same pet sling carrier for $15. He types in Lucy Pickleberry's name as the recipient and her shipping address and has Walmart ship the pet sling carrier to Lucy. That, my friend, is called drop shipping. But let's say that Walmart decided to include a receipt in the box and it shows the price Bobby McGee purchased the pet sling carrier from Walmart for $15. When Lucy Pickleberry opens the box, she knows that she already paid $30 for the pet sling carrier, but she can see on the receipt she pulls out of the box that Bobby the seller bought it from Walmart.com for half the price, and Lucy gets angry. Bobby made money when Lucy could have gotten the product for half the price had she known about Walmart.com. Now, even though what Bobby did is 100% morally fine, it is a free economy, and it's part of the free trade economy. Lucy is still understandably infuriated, especially if she's the kind of person who blows her lid over $15. This creates bad press for Amazon, so Amazon found a way to eliminate this problem. When a box arrives at the customer's doorstep, it is your responsibility as the drop shipper, if you do drop shipping, to ensure that no receipts are in that box, showing the price you paid from another platform such as Walmart.com, or showing you as the customer it was sold to. How do you ensure this? Well, Amazon leaves that to you. You are the business owner, so no one but you are responsible for the success of your business. Number 18, Amazon can handle all your customer service for FBM orders. Now, if you sell Amazon FBA, you know that Amazon handles all the customer service for you. Well, 99.5%. But if you sell Amazon FBM, where you are fulfilling your own orders, Amazon does not provide customer service. That's your job. But as your business grows, customer service can become highly demanding, resulting in you needing to hire staff to help you. Otherwise, your business will reach a plateau where you can't grow anymore. Or you can pay Amazon to do this for you. Yes, even for FBM orders. Amazon just introduced a new service called Customer Service by Amazon. Not a very original name. The acronym is CSBA. But here's what's cool about it. You pay Amazon to do customer service on your FBM orders. We included a link below in the description. Number 19. Want Amazon to donate instead of disposing of your products? Let's just say you have 50 pet sling carriers that customers used and returned and you need to get rid of them. You can't sell them and you don't want to have Amazon throw them away. What if Amazon donated them for you? Because of Amazon's FBA donations program, this is now possible. When you request disposal of a unit, Amazon makes it available to selected US charities, giving them the chance to receive the product as a donation instead of shipping it to a garbage dump. Amazon partnered with Good360 to distribute donated FBA inventory across their network of US nonprofits. And as part of Amazon's agreement with Good360, the nonprofits may not sell, trade, or barter your donated goods. Now, you still pay Amazon for the disposal fee, and you won't actually know if your unit went to charity or not, but someday Amazon might share that information as well. You can choose to opt out of the FBA donations program at any time by simply disabling it in your FBA settings in Seller Central. By the way, Just One Dime family, we just completed a new training called How to Find Products That Make You Money Selling on Amazon FBA. If you are struggling to find great products to sell on Amazon, or you feel overwhelmed with the entire process, join me at JOD.com/find, and I will train you for free for a full 45 minutes to an hour. This is not some flimsy tips type training, but a full-on recorded training session where I teach you exactly how to find low-risk, high-profit products. Go here, JOD.com/find. And the best part is this does not require any Amazon FBA experience or technical skills. JOD.com/find if you want me to help you. Last but not least, number 20. Counterfeiters are getting destroyed. This is joyous music to so many of our ears. In late 2019, Amazon opened up their own counterfeit crimes unit. The mission? Combat the illegal hijacking of third-party listings on Amazon. Amazon stacked this unit with former federal investigators and is now dealing serious blows to counterfeiters. Just to give you a taste of what's happening, Amazon has now referred over 250 cases to US officials for criminal investigation. Amazon enacted 64 civil litigations. Amazon disrupted counterfeit supply chains. Amazon is even pressing Congress for stronger anti-counterfeiting laws. That is good news. If you found this video helpful, keep it real with me by hitting that like button and subscribing. And don't forget, JOD.com/find. I'll train you for free.